Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome back to Rampage Knights. It's actually been a couple of days since I played this last. I've been meaning to get back to it, but new games, new stuff, all of the things. Oh right, and I don't have a slide dodge. That's gonna make this a bit of an interesting situation. Then again, I mean, I've got the pirate shot, so that might actually work out okay. We can't wear boots. That's gonna suck a bit, but that's okay. Oh, right, and we can't get rid of anything for rum. That said, we do have rum, so I don't know how this is gonna go. Okay. Let's see. So yeah, we've got the cannonball shot. It's not a bad item. It's actually pretty good. I really wish that when you had it off, when it's cooling down, it would let you do the slide attack, because this is gonna get really inconvenient, really fast, because I'm not used to using the cannon. It messes with my head. Freaking hate how the enemies will like go down and then back up just to avoid your attacks. It's annoying. Okay, let's see. I don't have much to use against this guy. At least we start with a pretty substantial healing item, and continue to have one pretty much forever. Okay, no! That didn't work. I'm really hoping I can get him to fall off the edge. Unfortunately, times are tough. We'll see. No! I was really hoping I'd actually be able to... There we go. No, come on! He's not even walking on it. Alright, well, that sucks. Okay, that was close. And there he goes! Took some effort, but I finally got him down. And what do we get? We get Vitality Belt. I'll take it. Book of Fire. And you know what? We're actually going to take the Kraken's Idol here. It's a bit of a risk, but this way I never have to worry about being pointed in the wrong direction. I don't know if it's a good idea or not, but with the way the pirate plays, it's probably a good plan. Okay, we don't need dirty medicine. We might as well just roll back here. I love the, like, backwards moonwalk that this character does. I don't know, it's doofy, but I love it. Okay. So the main issue we're going to be dealing with, shields. Because unfortunately, I can do jump strikes and stuff, but they're unreliable. They're more reliable with the pirate than they are with the... He's going to be rolling underneath. Screw you. Yeah, they're more reliable with the pirate than they are with the assassin, because the assassin jumps too high. So that's a bit of an issue. I'll deal with it. Thank you, parrot. At least we got the parrot and rum. So that, I mean, those two things going with, for me are going to be handy. Okay. Let's see, anything else here? The answer looks to be no. Okay. Would love to be able to drink that healing potion, but unfortunately the pirate will never give up the rum. Wait, what? I've got crab eyes? Have I? Oh, you know what? It's because I don't have a hat on. So I can actually see that I have crab eyes. That's neat. I totally should have given up the coach skin for this. Okay, gotta wait for him to get in line with me. There we go. Otherwise, it's meaningless. Okay. This is gonna be hard. I can do it, but it's gonna be hard. I don't know how long I'm supposed to charge it up either. Oh well. Rolling death, I guess. And looks like we're good. Okay. So things that we need. Honestly, we need minions. I haven't had a good minion run lately, but that's because I've been playing the Warlock maybe a little bit excessively. I don't know. But oh wait, why am I passing up on this bread? Am I dumb? I'm dumb. Let's see. But getting a bunch of pets to like cover my ass would be really handy. Alternatively, probably gonna want the magic carpet if I can. Getting the magic carpeting actually would be really handy. Because then we won't have to worry about falling into the void. Which is always kind of an ever-present issue with this character. At least I've got the, like, neat thing is the parrot actually works great with my, like, kind of, I'm gonna say inability to... I was really hoping I'd take out his shield. Okay. The parrot actually works with my inability to dodge roll. Okay. You know what? I've put my finger onto why I don't like the pirate cannon. It actually has a much smaller vertical reach than the slide attack. So when I'm trying to like hit groups of enemies and stuff, it actually ends up being much weaker just because it knocks them over and doesn't do much damage. If it had like a serious AoE component to it, I think I'd be much happier with it, but it doesn't, and that's a problem. Okay, and we could go Venomous Blade or Butcher's Knife. Absolutely Butcher's Knife. Okay. Can't do Metnir Schnapps. Might not be a bad idea to just drink my rum. I don't know. I wonder if the barrel in the tavern is considered rum. I don't know. Okay, we're gonna go Magic Missile on this one. Okay. His shield needs to go away if I'm gonna have any shot at this room. At least not losing a substantial amount of HP here. And line him up, knock him down. Beautiful. Okay. I do also notice, I want to say the pirate is much more apt to, I want to say he's much more apt to kicking, but I could be wrong about that one. I actually also just don't know the trigger for kicking. I feel like it's random, but I know it's not. I don't know. Whatever. Ooh. Chat just took a dark turn. I'm gonna have to respond to this. I generally try and avoid, like, keeping like, chat out of my commentary, but I think this is something that I could probably talk about. Why? Oh, man. Okay, this is gonna get interesting. So, assuming my leg is not being pulled, and I'm just gonna go with this from a, like, pure, like, face frontal perspective here. Somebody in chat just showed up. I don't know, naming names. Don't know if that's, like, admissible in this situation. Usually when it's, like, lighthearted, it's cool, but I don't know about, like, not lighthearted things. But, guy shows up in chat saying he just lost his only friend right now. Now, I mean, that could mean dog, that could mean, like, actual real-life friend. Hell, that could mean, like, your dad. Doesn't matter. That's heavy shit, man. It really is. God, I need to do this one, too. You know, let's see if the barrel in the back heals me. The answer is no, it just cures me. Makes me drunk. Well, in that case, let's drink the rum. I'm already drunk. Why not? That is heavy stuff. I feel like I should have actually talked about this when, I don't know, when it's relevant. Well, we get money. Wait, I've already done this one, haven't I? I got the Curse of Midas. Oh wait, that just makes food turn into gold. You know what? That might not actually be terrible for me here. I might actually be able to deal with this. I might actually be able to do this one. It's really hard to talk about, like... Let's see. Okay. Oh, now that's a different one. Oh, that is a different one entirely. Okay, that actually makes this a little bit easier and a little bit more effective as far as, like, me being sympathetic and stuff. So, in this case, not losing it is not, like, dying. This is actually just flat out losing a friend. You know, a friend cutting off a friendship. That is a different situation entirely. Though, honestly, would rather people... Ow. Would rather I hear about people, you know, cutting off friends that are, you know, not good friends anymore or anything like that. Because, honestly, that is way less heavy than, like, actually losing a friend. Like, actually having somebody die on you. Because that shit gets, that's too heavy for me. That is way too heavy for me to, like, rant about and stuff like that. But, okay, that is much better. But, like, I've lost a lot of friends. Hell, I've probably mentioned this a couple of times, but one of the reasons why I started YouTubing actually was because I didn't have friends. I graduated from college, was working on my own, pretty much had Shell as my, like, sole company in life, which, I mean, really wasn't a bad deal, but definitely was kind of a solitary existence. But, you know, didn't have a whole lot of friends. And I think I've mentioned this, yeah, I definitely mentioned this during an episode of Vagante. But, like, a lot of the reason why I didn't have a whole lot of friends was because, honestly, I'm kind of a bad judge of character. I don't know if it's obvious from my interactions with Birdcatcher, but I'm a pretty naive dude. You know, somebody will tell me something and I will take it at face value. Whether or not, you know, I'm even interpreting right, I'm just gonna do that anyway. Because that's just my personality. I'm not a suspicious person, and that's definitely got me in trouble in life. Yeah, sorry to scare me like that. No, it's cool. Like, shit happens one way or another. But I mean, one of the ways that I lost friends was just because they were kind of dirtbags. I went into college and I joined a frat. It was a frat for computer science students, though it was really just for nerds that like doing computer related stuff. And I got in, I'm gonna say I got in with a bad crowd, but, you know, normally when you say I got in with a bad crowd, you usually mean you got in with people that drink a lot, that smoke a lot, that, you know, drag race or anything like that. Really bad influences. These people were just nasty. These people were the kind of people that were social outcasts in high school, you know, for whatever reason. Something about them just, they didn't really fit in. And honestly, I could always kind of empathize with that, because personally, I didn't really fit in high school either. I've moved around, I'm not going to say 13 times in my life. I've moved around 3 times in Minnesota, 2 times in New Mexico, 1 time in California, 1 time in North Carolina, 2 times in Massachusetts, twice in Rochester. Yeah, I've moved around about a good 10 times in my life. And, I mean, a lot of those were, you know, when I was either too young or too, you know, whatever, to care. So, you know, one was going to college. That's kind of normal. It's very rare that you can, I'm just gonna bust up a shield normally. It's very rare that you can go to college and still maintain a lot of friendships and or stay in the same spot. That's a given. So, go figure, I'm gonna lose a lot of friends as part of that, but who cares? That's just life. But a lot of them were, you know, me moving from one state to another. And of course, you try and keep your friends around and stuff like that. Oh, quality controls just kicked in. Sorry, guys. Let's see. But, you know, just moving on. I'm trying to kind of stall for time just for a second while the people watching live get their stream back. Because quality controls always truncates the stream stupidly. Okay, so I think this is fine. So I moved a lot, and I mean, to be fair, a lot of the times were, you know, when I was too young to really have lasting friendships. So I moved from, you know, place to place, and hello, that's demon armor. No, that's dragon armor. What's this one? Bone sword. I'll take it. I'll take another ice patron too. Hey, if we can actually get a pet shop somewhere along the way here, we might actually be in business. But so, you know, a lot of it was moving around in Minnesota before I was, you know, I'm gonna say sentient. I barely have any memories before, you know, age 4, effectively. Hello. You get fire shot, that's great. But so, you know, whatever. You kind of get used to moving after a certain point. Moving to and from California was rough, just because I'd say moving is hardest when you're in high school and when you're in... Ow, why did I do that? When you're in high school and when you're in elementary school. Middle school, it's kind of transitional already. There's a lot of people coming in and out, so it's kind of like, it's not so bad. But high school, you kind of don't want to be the outsider. And I was an outsider. Let's see. C-Top I did. I just haven't had the chance to respond and, like, set things up. Sorry. I'll get to you tonight, I think. I've been swamped with being incredibly sick. Yeah, with this Fire Blast, we might actually have a fair shot at this one. Okay, but so moved out of California when I was in 6th grade, which in California, or at least the area of California I was in, that was still an elementary school. And I moved into a middle school, which was a bit of a culture shock to begin with. But I get there right in the height of puberty. Now, I probably have a pretty nice voice, as far as most people would consider, I assume. Unfortunately, in middle school, I was a squeaker. My voice cracked all the time, and I had a very high-pitched voice that I cannot replicate anymore. I will go back and watch, like, videos of myself. Can I hit him with a fireball through there? Nope, son of a bitch. But, like, I'll go back and watch, like, birthday videos, and I will sound horrifyingly squeaky. Like, it's bad. If you've ever heard of... Oh, who's the guy from, like, the Vanoss crew? Hey, Nap Attack. Talking about losing friendships and stuff. Which is kind of heavy, but whatever. Burn, baby, burn. I'm just projectile man today. This is great. But so... Like, I will go back and... I hit him in the air. I jump attacked him. Son of a bitch. So apparently hitting the dude in the air will not trigger the fire damage. Or will not trigger the shield break. Alright. Yep. Stay away from the spikes, they hurt. It doesn't take the fire damage, but whatever. Okay. That one zombie is not in a good place for me. Okay. But so, you know, I make it to middle school, and gonna be honest, kind of sucked mainly because, well, there goes the head. Easy enough. Kind of sucked because, you know, if you have, like, a really comical voice in middle school, kids are gonna make fun of you mercilessly. So I pretty much did not have friends for, like, years. Because I'd say about a year after I moved to North Carolina, moved out of North Carolina, and I was okay with it. It was a really shitty school system and stuff like that. Let's see. C-Top brings up D&D. I was actually supposed to play D&D tonight. Huh, that might not be a bad combo, actually. That'd be interesting. I'll have to look into it. Let's see. But, no, I play D&D a lot. Never made friends with it, though. I've never actually been in a school district that had particularly nerdy people. Much to my general chagrin. I've always kind of, like, wanted people to play D&D with, outside of, like, specific friend groups. And it was always my brother that had the people that played D&D. It was always kind of weird being, you know, the older brother that was just there for the D&D campaign. I was just like, man, why don't my friends play D&D? And then they would play D&D without me and then stop, and I'd be like, well, on one hand, I feel impinged, and on the other hand, whatever. But yeah, so made it to middle school, pretty much had no friends as a result, and it sucked, but I moved away. I moved to Massachusetts, and it was much nicer. You know, I didn't have the voice. I got made fun of for not having an accent, humorously enough. Let's see. Nap Attack, I have the crab because the crab makes it easier to aim my cannon blasts and fireballs. And I have jumping disease because I want to get double jump. Okay, double axe. Tempting, but that would make my... No, I'm not going to deal with it. Scroll Black Magic would be kind of fun, but I'm not going to deal with it. I don't want to get a bad curse and stuff like that. But, so... So, you know, made it to Massachusetts and things started to get a lot better. Problem is, there was, like, no gamers in Massachusetts, and I'm a very avid gamer. One thing about being a no-friender is you end up getting a lot of... You end up getting a lot of people... Well, you end up playing a lot of games, my bad. I'm getting distracted because I got smacked around a little. But, you know, it was very easy for me as a person with no friends to, you know, immerse myself in video games. So, you know, I played a shit ton of Baldur's Gate. I played a shit ton of... Right, these guys don't take damage from fire. Nuts. Let's see. Let's see. But so I played a lot of video games, and obviously that's kind of transferred over here. Pretty substantially, actually, but, I mean, that's not a big deal. But, you know, every time I'd make a couple of friends, you know, I had a friend in North Carolina that was a really big Final Fantasy fan, so I would just sit there eating clementines. Oh, shoot, I should have drank that healing potion. Oh, well. Let's see. But, is this the hardest mode? Nope, not even close. This is actually hard difficulty. There's insane mode, and then there's the shadow world, which I haven't gotten to yet. I don't know what shadow world's gonna be. I'm playing a hard mode just because insane mode is really rough, and I don't need to be there for clearing the achievements. So I'm kind of ignoring it for the time being. Do I still have jumping disease? Yep, just for a little bit longer. Let's see. Burn, baby. Unfortunately, unfortunately jumping disease interrupts my cannon shot. Oh, come on. Freaking stomps interrupting things. Oh, this is frustrating. That's okay. At least the big bad over there is currently unable to figure out how to traverse the level, which is great. Burn! Perfect. But yeah, so I pretty much only had my brother, who, I mean, was obviously in the same situation as me, so we'd play like a ton of video games together. My dad, who also played video games, which is actually really nice. And, you know, my games. So making friends was always hard, and it's very easy as a result. Ooh, Swordmaster's belt. Thank you. It does cost me some vitality, but whatever, I can deal with it. Bottomless pouch. Thank you. Don't care about the jumping potion. Totally take that. Okay, cool. And we might as well drink that health potion here, seeing as I don't have any food. And can't eat any anyway. Okay. But let's actually talk about, like, making friends and stuff and, like, losing them. So obviously you lose them just by going from place to place and, you know, friends just leave. You don't talk to them, you lose contact. I always, you know, kind of do that, like, promise I'll, like, send letters or emails or something like that. And unfortunately, I'm just old enough that, like, AOL Instant Messenger did not exist by the time that, you know, I was traversing most of my friendships, you know, traversing the states. Like, AIM really wasn't popularized until I was in late middle school, which is really when I stopped moving and or having friends, so it didn't matter so much. Or, you know, stopped traversing friend groups, so it wasn't so bad. Let's see. Watch the traps in here. Really hope I can get the magic carpet, though I'm not sure if I need it. Need some healing, though, and unfortunately we can't eat food. Makes this a bit harder, though we are going to be fabulously wealthy if there's ever a run to get up to the 1,000 gold marker. This might be it. Assuming we can live long enough to get there. Okay. Ooh. Spikes behind the barrels. Dirty. But so, I guess the first, like, really major friend group I made. I'm gonna say really major because I always had friends, you know, in elementary school. Oh yeah, let's go back. Let's go all the way back. So my first friend, I would say, that I remember, a kid named Isaac. I'm gonna name names because, honestly, chances are dude's never gonna see my videos, and nobody's ever gonna be able to link me with him because this is back when I was 8. Or younger. But, so, let's see. Oh, the cannonballs actually work great for taking out shields. That's useful. Because they do multiple strikes. I like that. But, so first friend was Isaac, who I actually did not end this friendship. Like, we left on really good terms. But I would say I still lost him as a friend. Because we left on good terms. His mother was crazy. His mother was, like, hella crazy. So, let's see. Religion and me have always had kind of like a weird relationship. Partly because you move so much, you don't get really ingratiated into like a church or anything like that. So obviously, you know, if, you know, even my family has been kind of outsidery as far as that sort of thing goes. This includes like church group and stuff like that. So my best friend in New Mexico, really cool kid, really liked hanging out with him. You know, he introduced me to video games, Chex Quest especially. I think before that I'd only really played like the Pac-Man games, and maybe Red Alert, and also Mega Man. I played Mega Man before I met him, but Chex Quest specifically, he introduced me to, which was awesome. Fucking love Chex Quest. I'll probably do a Let's Play of it at some point when I'm feeling particularly bored and stuff like that. Okay. But, so, let's just roll through these guys. This is actually working out so well. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, wait till your friends start getting married. They already have, actually. All of Shell's friends have gotten married off at this point, so we just have no contact with her friends either. But, so his mother was crazy and, like, lost it. At my mother, because what ended up, ooh, hey, we get the stat up, nice. But so Isaac's little brother was actually crazier than the mother. Really? Another one of these guys. Oh, I'm not going to deal with it at this point. He doesn't really have much useful things for me. Oh no. Oh, this is going to suck. I'm just going to sit here swinging. I should be able to just knock them all away. I'm kind of hoping my ice patrons will... Ow. Burn, baby. Burn, baby, burn. Please, just die. That works. Okay. Let's see. Am I going to be playing Skyhill in the future? Possibly. I've got to ask for a review copy, so that's going to be a bit of an issue. I can probably do it. I just kind of missed the launch window for it, unfortunately. Okay. I'm just kind of hoping Trejo dies. I don't know how I'm gonna... Okay, we got Fishman. Fishman's gonna die. Perfect. Thank you. This is a rough room to go into. Okay, but so Isaac's little brother was kind of nuts. To the point where he brought a pocket knife to my house and was threatening me, my brother, and Isaac with a knife, and, you know, my mother was having none of it. At which point, Isaac's mother says that we can never be friends again or interact, and actually got my mother ousted from the church. Well, okay. Well, that was kind of convenient enough. Let's see. Ow. Freaking goddamn Trejo with his multiple daggers. I forgot about that. Am I not going to get another healing potion at all during this? Probably not. Sucks. Damn it. Hit him with the fireball. Thank you. Really like some healing sometime soon. Unfortunately, I'm feeling this like this is a no-dice scenario. Burn. Please. Thank you. I can't take a whole lot of hits here. Oh, but that chest might actually have healing in it. That's good. Okay, do I think internet friends that I know for a long time count as real friends? Hell yeah! I would say I'm better friends with Bert. I'm better friends with, like, Bird and Keith than I've been with pretty much anybody else in real life. Which is bizarre, because I've only ever met Keith. I've never even seen Bird in person. And probably, won't until, like, March, which is kind of neat. But yeah, so Isaac's mother effectively got my mother kicked out of the church because my mother decided to, yeah, threaten Isaac with a knife, banned from the church. It really does sound kind of like the plot for Binding of Isaac. You are not incorrect. Except for, you know, they generally had a fairly happy nuclear fuck. Well, I'm glad I got crabs and ice patrons, because this is gonna suck. Because I can't face the other direction. Come on, crabs. I literally can't fight the pink orb things. Oh, this is gonna be bad. Oh, this is gonna be real bad. I gotta keep him on fire, no matter what. Thank you. And I gotta be very careful, because one misstep and I'm Dunsky. Okay. Just making sure he doesn't hit me with the spikes. The spikes cannon will kill me. At least we've got the most... How did I not die there? Okay. Lack of food, lack of rum makes Wanderbot a sad man. Okay, there we go. Crunch him up. Knock him down. Burn, baby, burn. Okay. Thank you, burning effect. And we're dead. Damn it. Alright, whatever. I got one more life. We should be able to do this. This boss is the hardest thing we're gonna face all night. Keep burning, you shit. There we go. Burn. Okay, there we go. Ah, we were so close, too. Okay, so we don't want Whirlwind in a bottle. Ooh, we do want the projectile immunity. Okay, and we get the Thorn Amulet. Beautiful. What's this? Doubles the critical chance. Fuck yeah. What's my critical chance right now? 40%. Beautiful. Okay. What about Spooter? What, as far as, like, friends and stuff goes? I don't know. I haven't actually talked to Spooter in a long time. Let's see. Yeah, none of these are useful. Wow, my critical hit and... my critical chance and my critical damage is going to be really high. I actually really wish I had gotten the thing that... wait, no, that was a weapon. That would have been useful. I need healing items. Oh, well. We're making our own way, and we're projectile immune, which gives us an incredible degree of safety here. That's good. But yeah, so that friendship pretty much died. Because, A, I moved away, and B, you know, even before then, I was not allowed to hang out with him for pretty much the last couple months. Which, when you're in elementary school, and the internet is a burgeoning thing, the chances of you being able to, like, really maintain contact as friends, slim to none. Oh man, this means I'm gonna have, like, the easiest time fighting the last boss. That's handy. But yeah, so that friendship ended, and, like, that wasn't so bad. That was easy to work with. That one didn't really cut hard, because I didn't really understand, like, you know, familial, well, not familial, but, like, religious-based politics and anything like that. That was easy. Let's move on to something a little bit harder. So, in California, I don't know if people really know, but, like, California has a really high Asian population. This isn't a problem for me. I generally don't give a shit about, like, people's race, religion, anything like that when it comes to friendships, unless they're particularly pushy about something. And in this case, didn't have to worry about it. Oh, good night, Deathflame. Hey, we got this guy. Please be a PetSmart dude. God, if I can get the angel pet, I'm gonna be so happy. Especially because I'm immune to projectiles. Seriously, this is pretty much the ace in the hole. The curses aren't even out. Curses aren't even an issue. Hey, that guy. Yeah, all we have to worry about is getting trapped in the air and getting smacked around as a result and stuff like that. Maybe a couple other things. Nope, we do get the Ankh. Ooh, actually we get several things here. Alright, we'll take the Ankh, because I'm filthy rich. Seriously, I'm going to be able to afford everything. Scroll of Blessing, Scroll of Redemption. I'll take the Scroll of Redemption. We need the healing. Could have actually waited on that one. Oh well. We get food now. This is great. But so, California is filled with... thought California is filled with Mexicans. Really depends on where you are. I'm going to be kind of racist here for a second. I was in the, like, higher income area. And so, a lot of my Asian friends... this is actually a really sad thing. But a lot of my Asian friends had parents who lived back in China, Korea, Japan, whatever. And were effectively using the American school system to teach their kids. So it was kind of like... it was a really sad situation. A gift of power. Do I want sparkling orb? Yeah, I want sparkling orb. I probably want sparkling orb. It's just such a amazing area. Amazing thing. Bay Area. Nope. Oh, crap. Well, I got gift of magic, which is actually pretty powerful. Especially for this room, which we kind of need it for. So if I mess up one of these jumps, I'm done. And that's bad. I'm just gonna sit here for a second. I'm just gonna let the lightning kill this guy. Thank you. Okay, and he's gone. Woo! For a dude with one life left, I'm making out pretty good. Okay. That was scary. Oh, God. Yeah. The other way we can get killed here, freaking pits. If I could get a goddamn, magic carpet, we will be unstoppable. Chances of that happening? I don't even know. Low. Okay. But so, my area had a high Asian population. Now, this wasn't really a problem until, I want to say it was like a rap group or a gang or something like that. Like, in an actual, like, real-life gang called the Asian Invasion started to become a thing. And, like, for the most part, this wasn't a problem, except for, you know, a lot of the elementary school students picked up on the existence of this group. Oh, fuck this area. man. At least this one's easy. Is that? It is the icicle. Okay, I'm just gonna be over here. Yeah, I didn't finish my story. Yeah, you know what? If I'm in a room full of pits, I'm going to be mildly distracted. Okay, so we lose our crit, but we gain OP-ness. Some seriously OP-ness. Okay, but so, you know, a bunch of kids decide that they're going to form my elementary school's chapter of the Asian invasion. Now, this isn't really a problem, except for unless you have seen my face before and you realize that I'm very decidedly not Asian. So, all of my friends, who coincidentally happened to be Asian, I'm not entirely sure how this happened, it just did. So I had a lot of Asian friends. They didn't want anything to do with me anymore. And I was also kind of a pudgy kid. This never really helped out my social status or anything like that. A lot of them were, you know, much thinner, slighter, you know, standard, stereotypical, thin Asian, short kid. I was generally bigger. Whatever, who cares? Except for they decided to pick up long-distance running and taunt me for being slow. It was a rough situation, and I suddenly found myself being the extreme odd man out at birthday parties and other situations, which sucked. And that's kind of when I first learned that racism was a thing. It's kind of a harsh lesson to learn as a third grader. Even though I guess I was mildly racist when I was young, but that's before I even realized races were a thing, and thought just people had, like, weird tans that they should probably stop being out in the sun and stuff. I didn't see a black person until I was, like, 6. It was confusing. Hey, Wells Knight. Welcome to Wanderbot Talks About Weird, kind of sad stories about friendships and stuff, and confesses that he was a mildly racist 6-year-old. But so, ow. Screw you. Let's see. At least I exploded Chef Man while I'm here. We're also not up against the Ice Knight, which is good. Let's see. But so suddenly, you know, I was unwelcome in birthday parties and stuff like that. Eventually to the point where I really didn't have any friends left in that group, and I was like, alright, this is just kind of sad. And, you know what, whatever. You kind of come to grips with it, you realize they're not really that good of friends and stuff like that. Should have challenged them to sumo wrestling. I mean, I probably would have killed them. If we, like, went into, like, actual physical altercation and stuff. But so, let's see, how did it go? Yeah, so effectively, you know, I was suddenly social outcast and stuff like that. But so, that wasn't so bad, because eventually, in 6th grade, I ended up moving out. So then I moved to North Carolina. Had a, you know, fairly good friend. I don't know. I really wanted to be his friend. He didn't really want to be my friend. Now, this is something that I didn't really, like, come to terms with, that, like, people might not like people for random reasons in life, and I can never really figure out why this guy didn't want anything to do with me after a little while. But, you know, we hung out a couple of times. I went over at his house. We played Diablo 2 together. It was fun. But then, you know, I go over to his house. We watch a Terminator movie, hang out, play Diablo. Pretty much, he decides to beat the shit out of me in PvP because I did not play nearly as much Diablo 2 as him. And then the next day in school, he comes up to me and is like, you know, I think we should only be school friends anymore. That cut deep. I still don't know why. But that was kind of the point where I realized that we weren't actually going to be friends ever, and I was better off focusing on other people. But that one hurt real bad. And for the life of me, I can only assume that I was just enough of an awkward dude or social pariah or something that people, you know, that he wasn't interested in being my friend. Whatever. Oh, hey, we get do we want the Frost Blast? No. No, we want the Lightning. If I can only face one direction, we need something that hits behind me. Okay. So let's see. So, that one hurt. And I think that was actually generally the only issue. I got bullied a lot in middle school, but that's because I was overweight, had a bad haircut, and, you know, just wasn't a physically active dude. I joined the lacrosse team and was immediately benched before they even, you know, tried me out for anything. Which was fair, because I don't think I really liked lacrosse, I just did it because it was a thing that kids did. Whatever. Okay, so let's move on. Let's pick up the pace a little bit, just because we're getting to the end of the level. End of the game. Oh, crap. This is gonna suck a bit. And then again, we got lightning and other shit. And the frost move. Really, as long as we got the frost sword, I'm unstoppable. As long as these guys don't murder me as I'm crossing the bridge. Because the one thing I cannot live through, getting kicked off of a bridge. Oh. Goody, somebody spawned on the other side of the room. Just what I wanted. Okay, let's line this one up and moonwalk the shit backwards. Okay. Probably could kick him across, but I just don't want to be doing any attacks there. Okay, cool. Okay, so middle school, not so bad. Hey, Demon Chest, love these guys. But so, you know, the rest of middle school goes off largely without a hitch, as far as I'm concerned. Those are bombs. Hey, Magic Jelly Bean, gotta get this. Ow. Didn't end up working in my favor, but still, who cares? I can't wear the frickin' boots. Oh well. But so, you know, I got bullied a little bit oh crap. I've taken too many hits here. Let's see. Oh, good. They're all frozen. Okay. If I could get Demon's Armor, we truly would be... Oh, crap. Well, that was a healing potion. You know what? A healing potion here might not be so bad. Fuck those demons, man. They suck. And they can shoot vertically, too. I've never appreciated that one about them. Okay, stay away from the bombs. Sorry, gotta focus on gameplay here a little bit. But yeah, nothing really major for middle school. You know, got bullied a little bit for not having a Bostonian accent. Whatever, that's... I mean, let's be honest here. That's kind of a silly issue. And mostly it was a joke. But so, then I made it to, at this point I'm in Boston. I guess Lexington, whatever. But so, get there and make friends with a bunch of, you know, nerdy guys that play Counter-Strike and stuff. Gonna be honest, I don't really like Counter-Strike that much. It's an okay game. I know people really like it, and I can see why I would like it, but I'm just not a competitive dude. I think part of it is you grow up with a little brother who can school you in pretty much any situation, video game or otherwise, and it's just like, yep, I have no interest in these things. But so... Glad we got the Jelly Bean. That's going to mean my HP is just going to be going up and up and up. And we can eat food for healing now, which is also really handy. Okay, freaking Bart Simpsons. You all need to die. Let's see. But, so, these guys, unfortunately, only liked competitive shooters. They very rarely liked anything else. They very rarely wanted to play anything else. So, you know, I would try and, like, organize parties and LAN parties and stuff like that. It was a little bit more accommodating, because the problem is they also just had no interest or concept of fairness in games. So, we would play, you know, competitive LAN parties, and they would stack the teams of all of the people on semi-competitive, like... you know, pair off all of the pseudo-semi-pro guys with all of the guys that only played casually. So effectively, it was a pure stomp fest. I think it took me about 2 years to realize these people weren't really good friends, and were only interested in me because I had a massive basement, and my parents literally did not give a shit about having friends over for extremely long hours. That one sucked. But, I mean, I kind of came to grips with it because I also realized most of them didn't have a whole lot of aspirations in life, or were that interesting outside of playing video games. So, well, that was easy. Yeah, young males only liking FPSs. That's amazing. Yeah. What kind of did it in specifically was I had a birthday party, you know, my birthday party. Invited a bunch of friends over. They, you know, I tried actually balancing the teams beforehand. They refused, so I'm like, alright, you know, after a while. Effectively, TLDR, stopped playing video games with my friends at my own birthday party because they were only interested in making it miserable for me. I was like, alright, you guys aren't friends. And then they trashed the basement with, like, cookie crumbs. Because after a while I decided I was going to bed, because it was going to be one of those, like, all-night LAN parties, which are awesome, by the way. Except for when they suck. And I know you say, like, when you put it that way, that's true of anything, but this was, like, this was ultra rough, true kind of situation. I don't know, whatever. But effectively, it sucked. And I decided I wasn't going to be friends with him anymore. I mean, After a while, it gets kind of easy to end friendships because people are shit. Let's see. But so, kind of cut off with them, didn't hang out with them anymore. Let's see. Then I kind of made friends with a new group. Unfortunately, I'm going to be kind of an ass saying this. Yep, staying away from the fire. I'm not elemental immune, and so standing on traps is a bad move. Let's see. But, crap, there's a dude with a shield. I'm really trying to get out of this room without taking hits so I can get the HP bonus. But made friends with a bunch of girls. I mean, like, generally I don't care gender one way or another. I mean, honestly, I ended up going to art college. So, for the most part, my friends in life have been female to begin with. Let's see, do I want... No, I'm not going to give up my armor. Let's see. But, so, unfortunately, that kind of friendship ended, and this is kind of the like, early introduction to, you know, all of your friends going off, getting married, and then never having time for you ever again. All of my friends went off, got into relationships, never had time for me again. It was easy. I mean, it was pretty obvious to see, and it got really frustrating because they would invite me places, and then leave me there because they go off to hook up with somebody. It's like, I'm apparently friends with a bunch of high school college students. This is weird, and I don't like it. I got into World of Warcraft because I got left at a party. Everybody else went off to hook up in the local forest, leaving me behind to play WarioWare with one of the chick's younger brothers, which is actually quite awesome, and I ended up getting me into, you know, my fairly substantial World of Warcraft addiction throughout the rest of high school. I didn't make any more friends in... Ow. I didn't make any more friends in the rest of high school. I didn't really mind. There weren't really anybody else that I was, like, interested in hanging out with. I guess there was one guy that was, like, a furry. But he was, like, the weird level of furry, so I was having trouble hanging out with him. For a plethora of reasons. Mainly because he decided wearing a fursuit to a school on not Halloween was a reasonable course of action, and that was really hard to associate with after a certain point. Because let's be honest here, the kind of whole, like, furry movement was barely a thing at that point. And, you know, not college jocks, high school jocks, not exactly the most interested in being open-minded. Though, comparatively, the jocks in my high school were generally pretty good. But yeah, so, you know, for the most part, spent the rest of my high school days playing World of Warcraft. That's easy. Then I get to college. I kind of mentioned this. Let's see, there's no such thing as a World of Warcraft addiction. Let's see. I don't know. I spent a lot of time playing World of Warcraft. It definitely hurt my grades senior year. I also didn't give a shit because I didn't care at that point. I was going to art school and working on my art and doing stuff like that. I don't know. But, so, I feel a little bit bad for sometimes being kind of dismissive of this guy, friendship-wise. Is he gonna drop bombs? Yeah, he is. There we go. Fortunately, I have to be on the wrong side of level to get anything out of this. Oh, well. You are not chucking bombs at me, Mr. Robotnik. No bombs. This is a no-bomb zone. God, there's so many things just spawning in the center of the spikes. I really wish the spikes would actually blow up. That'd be kind of cool, actually. But, oh well. Let's go talk about college and stuff like that. Let's see. But, so... Oh. Does all this stuff spawn outside of the spikes? That's really considerate of the developers. Either that or there's some kind of weird collision issue. I don't know. But so I get to college, and it's the comp sci frat that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Let's see. And for the most part, my generation really wasn't interested in being friends with me. And unfortunately, I made the really terrible mistake of, shit. I made the really terrible decision to date one of the 4 women in the frat. It was a non-specific gender frat. Oh, yeah, thank you, Ice Patron. And or Parrot, I can't really tell who did that. But you are But so I dated one of the couple of women on the frat. And that effectively got me it effectively got me ostracized from my own friend group, because ultimately they were more her friend than mine, and part of it was I was a workaholic at this point. I didn't have a whole lot of time to hang out with people, which became obviously a bit of a problem, so I ended up making friends with all the workaholics. Unfortunately, most of the workaholics were social outcasts that started to treat college like their own personal high school experience that they'd never had, because a lot of them were social outcasts in high school. Let's see. Is it you, or does Wander just have really bad luck picking friends and girlfriends? Yep. And I mean, to be fair, I'm not the most discerning individual, but you move around a lot. You don't have a whole lot of time for people. You're not going to make a whole lot of, like, really good friends. Oh, wow, I've been ranting about this since pretty much the beginning, and we're already at the last boss. I guess ranting about stuff is my secret to victory, seeing as this is what I used to get far ahead in Vigante. I don't even know. Okay. But, so, sophomore year actually, or not sophomore, freshman year actually went pretty freaking well. You know, I did end up losing a lot of friends upon breaking up with this girl. And, like, really, realistically, neither of us should have been dating at the time, to be quite fair. Wow, this sword just makes things easy. But, whatever. You know, you learn, and I learned. I wonder if I don't take damage from the explosions here. I don't know. Don't feel like testing. But, so... Ow. I do take damage from them. And we lose our Jelly Bean effect. Whatever. No big deal. But, so... You know, I lose a lot of friends just because they are more interested in hanging out with her, and she decided to date a new guy, you know, maybe 2 weeks after we broke up. Ow. Whatever. I got a really heavy healing potion. He's almost dead. But, so, ultimately... Those have a very large AoE. Didn't realize. So I lose a lot of friends, but I make a bunch of new ones. Problem is, the bunch of new ones bit dramatic, and I really didn't notice this at first, but, you know, they were always just a little bit gossipy. And look at all these barrels here. I've never seen that before, I think. Thank you, lightning, though. You make my job so much easier here. I wonder if I could actually fall off the edge. I will have to test that someday when I have, you know, probably in co-op. Because that would be kind of fun. Okay. Well, off we go. But, so, sophomore year rolls around, and once again, I make the incredibly stupid decision of dating somebody in the organization. This is a bad idea, and I should have never done it. But I did it, and well, okay, so I didn't actually date the second one. I misconstrued one girl being effectively lonely. I don't know. It's a bad situation, but effectively she had attachment issues, and like ultimately I was really bad at reading signs just because for the most part I was generally not interested in women. So in this case, like, she was like, yeah, we can date, but like I'm not ready for it. And it's like, okay, whatever. I made the decently mature decision to be like, alright, I'm not going to pursue you anymore because obviously you're just in college and you just got to college and this didn't work out for me that well. So really, all we did was we watched a movie behind closed doors. But unfortunately, my, I guess, best friend at the time, who was a bit of a man-child, didn't like this. He had a massive crush on this girl. Massive freaking crush on this girl. I'm just gonna finish this story while I look at stuff. But so he didn't like this. And he didn't like the fact that I had confided in one of his other friends that, you know, this was a situation and that, like, he was, you know, also vying for the girl. I don't know. I just figured this other chick knew more about, you know, this guy than I did. And, you know, wanted to know, like, whether or not I was, like, actually going to deeply offend him by doing this. And she's like, nah, it's okay. Turns out she was actually a giant bitch and proceeded to play him against me really hard to the point where we stopped being friends. And he proceeded to barge into my room when I had a massive fever on my birthday to berate me for, you know, effectively chasing this girl. Suffice to say, I think we had about a grand total of 4 conversations afterwards, and generally none of them were friendly. And only when he was drunk, actually. That was the only time he was even willing to That was the only time he was even willing to talk with me. That was not a good situation. And ultimately, I chose not to pursue the girl and ended up going for Shell instead. At which point, we've been dating for ages. However, in losing this guy's friendship, he proceeded to go Gossip Girl really hard on my ass and took all of my other friends with him. In a display of quite possibly the most impressive display of, I'm not going to say social engineering, but like effectively being kind of one of those like teenage like drama queens I've ever seen a 24-year-old guy do, because he'd been held back a couple years in college, so of course he already had other problems apart from just like his friendship based ones. But effectively he proceeded to then work the following year the entire leadership against me, who some of which already didn't like me, in order to get me kicked out of the frat. So my usual friends that I would rely on to, help me out in these situations said they didn't want to get involved, and I decided to hell with it and had no more friends. So that's why I didn't have friends until I met people on YouTube. There we go. That is the story. Okay. So chat wants me to pick one of these guys up and bring them to the next one. But that is why I started YouTube, because I had no friends left and wanted friends. I was watching YouTubers play like games together. Yeah, I can actually bring this guy with me. Here's the question, do I have to kill him to get out of the screen? I don't know. He's not violent, so I can just leave him alone. I gotta test this, actually. I don't even care if I die here. As long as I see if he counts towards the enemy limit. Because it'd actually be really funny to do a casual game where we bring Skeleman with us to the end of the game. Dude! The only problem is he's going to die just because I'd have to do damage to knock him over. But you can actually bring him a substantial distance. I feel like I should contact the developer and ask him to make the one of them invulnerable, just so I can bring the mascot with us through the extent of the game. Oh, good night, Wells Knight. Have a good one. But yep, that's my story. That's how Wanderbot doesn't have friends. I don't know. But yeah, no, they weren't really friends to begin with. Is there an achievement for it? Nope. I'm impressed I brought him that far with me, though. That was cool. Down to the pit I go. And ultimately, I'm not terribly sore about it. I mean, I'm freaking working as a... I'm doing what I love and having a lot of fun with it. I really am. Okay. Let's go play some Cryptarch.